what if we start letting our audience get to know a little bit about you yourself? How did you grow up, and what led you to gravitate towards psychology and to this, human-centered research?
So, Dan, I was born in Philadelphia, actually down the street. So I'm in Philadelphia today, and I was born in Philadelphia. My parents immigrated from China in their 20s. And I, third of three children, found myself in a family that was quite occupied with achievement. And I think it was my dad, more than my mom, who every morning and every night, and every hour in between, was just thinking about success and his own kids' success, their lack of success, which one of us was most successful, how do we compare to our cousins in Boston? Not well, by the way. How successful was he as a chemist? Would he win the Nobel Prize? No. And I think that gave me a personal obsession with human achievement that took a different turn from my dad's in the following way. My dad really thought a lot about who was smart, which of his children was the smartest. Again, how smart were his kids compared to the Boston cousins and so forth. And I knew when I was a little girl that I wasn't the smartest person in the family. I knew I wasn't even the smartest kid in my homeroom. And I guess I had a sense of statistics where I was like, if I am not the smartest kid in my homeroom, I cannot be the smartest person in the world or even close. And what I came to study as a psychologist is the psychology of effort, which is very different from the psychology of everything comes easily to me, or the psychology of natural ability. And a lot of what I do, but not all, is on this one characteristic that does influence how much cumulative effort people put towards what they do, and that is grit, the combination of passion and perseverance for especially long-term goals. So grit is all about stamina over months and years, and it's not at all related, it turns out, to talent. So when you measure IQ or physical talent and you measure grit using, for example, questionnaires, the correlation usually is zero.
No, it's so interesting that you found your way into this. I guess I'll say through the lens of sensing what your own assets were in the sort of dynamic of how your family thought about it all.
Well, there is this expression in academia that research is usually me-search. And you're either studying what you have or you're studying what you don't have, but there's some very personal connection. I think that goes beyond academia. So much of what people pursue in their lives is very related to their story, and the idiosyncratic way that their story is being told, and then your work becomes like another chapter in that. But for me, it is fairly personal in that sense. And I don't think I'm the only person who looks to their left, looks to the right, and realizes that natural ability is not going to be, what puts you, not just ahead of other people, because that's not really the way I think about it, but just closer to what you want to do with your life.